Today is June 20th, 22, Monday. We're going to start with lesson 6, visualizing health. Very often when a person is diagnosed with an illness or disease of some kind, they will not only worry about it a lot, but they will research the disease, gathering information about its possible worsening symptoms and dreaded outcomes. In other words, they give their entire focus to the disease. However, the law of attraction says that we can't make a problem go away by focusing on it, because focusing on the problem can only make the problem worse. Instead, we should do the exact opposite and focus on the ideal state for the area of our body that is unwell, and give our thoughts and feelings to that. Focusing on or visualizing the ideal state of any part of our body powerfully uses our thoughts and feelings together, so we magnetize it to us in one fell swoop. Visualizing is a process that has been taught by all the great teachers and avatars throughout the centuries, as well as by all the great teachers living today. The reason visualizing health is so powerful is because as you create pictures in your mind of seeing yourself well, you are generating thoughts and feelings of being well right now. Visualizing is simply powerful, focused thought in pictures, and it causes equally powerful feelings. When you are visualizing, you are emitting that powerful frequency out into the universe. The law of attraction will take hold of that powerful visualization and return those pictures back to you, just as you saw them in your mind. How can it be that the mind has so much power to change physical things? Ancient traditions tell us emphatically that everything, absolutely everything, we perceive in the physical world is made of mind. They say that all matter is actually mind stuff, and that is why the mind can change anything. Picture your perfect body. As you see the picture in your mind and feel it, you are bringing yourself to a place of believing you have it now. Your subconscious mind does not know whether you are imagining something or whether it is real. Remember, the subconscious mind governs all aspects of your body and your health. When you imagine perfect health and believe you have it, the subconscious mind receives those thoughts and images as though you actually have it. And through the law of attraction, it must return those images to you. The goal is to focus on the end results and experience the feeling of that without giving any attention whatsoever to how it will come about. When you are in the place where what you are imagining feels real, you will know that it has penetrated your subconscious mind, and the law of attraction must deliver it. Your picture in your mind is seeing it as done. Your feelings are seeing it as done. Your mind and your entire state of being are seeing it as already happened. That is the art of visualization. One woman had tried to quit smoking many times, but had never managed to last a single day. Her problem was she couldn't even think of her life without cigarettes. And that's exactly what was keeping her smoking. So she started to visualize and to imagine what her days would look like, healthy and free of smoking. The results was that she managed to break the habit and she never smoked another cigarette. It turned out to be so much easier than she had thought it would be. And that is because any addiction of the body is no match for the power of imagination and the law of attraction. Let's be grateful for the pure, clean air that we breathe into our lungs. Visualization for perfect health. When Dennis Waitley first introduced us to visualization in the documentary version of The Secret, he told us that if you can go there in the mind, you can go there in the body. He and his colleagues established through scientific research that the body cannot distinguish between what is imagined and what is real. So it responds the same either way. Consider the health ramifications of that alone. Dr. Waitley famously took visualization from the Apollo space program and introduced it to Olympic athletes in the 1980s and 90s. Think about the superhuman feats of strength and endurance achieved with the aid of visualization by athletes like champion swimmer Michael Phelps. Using these same methods, you too can achieve your perfect state of health through the power of your imagination. Visualizing your perfect health is a very simple process. Spend 1 minute in visualizing a scene of yourself with the ideal state of your body that you want. And as you see your body in your mind, the way you want it to be grateful for it as though you have received it. If you want to restore health to an injured back, picture yourself with a strong and healthy back, one that supports your whole body and provides you with unhindered mobility. Then feel gratitude as though you have already received it. If you want to restore health to an upset stomach, imagine yourself feeling perfectly at ease as your stomach digests food effortlessly and helps deliver vital nutrients to all parts of your body. If you want to restore health to your heart, then visualize a strong and healthy heart, pumping efficiently and maintaining the well-being of every organ in your body. If you want to improve your eyesight, then imagine yourself seeing clearly. If you want to improve your hearing, then imagine hearing everything perfectly. If you want more flexibility, then see yourself with a perfect, supple, and agile body. If you want to change your weight, first think about the ideal weight that you want to be. Then visualize yourself at that ideal weight and give thanks for it as though you have received it now. Whatever it is that you want to improve, first imagine yourself with the ideal state, and then be grateful for the ideal state as though you have received it already. A 16-year-old girl did exactly that after she was involved in a terrible motorcycle accident. Though she had no recall of the actual incident, she did remember a doctor saying that she might die due to the number of fractures to her face and head. She had suffered 16 wounds to her face, requiring multiple surgeries to her mouth, nose, and jaw. She was advised that recuperation would be slow and painful, and that long-term scarring was inevitable. However, this girl quite literally saw things differently. She visualized herself living her normal life, going out with friends, but with a face completely free of scars. In fact, she imagined herself having the most beautiful face in the world and gave thanks to the universe as though it were already true. Her doctors were amazed by how quickly and how well she was able to recuperate. Within 20 days, she was back home, happy and healthy. It is now several years since the accident, but there is no sign of it on her face. The scars are gone. She is exactly as she imagined herself. Let's give thanks for our health and safety. Visualization creates miracles. Nothing is impossible, and there is no such thing as a hopeless situation. No matter what the odds, healing is always possible. Think of the story about Morris Goodman in the film of The Secret. After surviving an airplane crash, Morris lay in the hospital, completely paralyzed, only able to blink his eyes. His doctor told him he would never walk again, but Morris knew the power within him to bring about what he chose to think about. He knew he could still use his mind to visualize, and against all odds, Morris walked out through the hospital doors. If you are injured or ill, but things are not improving, it means you're imagining and feeling the injury or illness more than you're imagining and feeling a full recovery. You have to tip to the balance. You have to tip the balance the other way. Fill yourself with good thoughts and good feelings about making a full recovery, or about anything and everything that makes you feel good. Feel good as much as you can, because every moment of good feelings brings a full recovery. When you imagine and feel having what you want, you're literally in a new world with what you've imagined. So don't contradict the new world by telling everyone about an injury or illness that's not improving, because then you are imagining the worst again, and you are back in the old world. As you imagine the worst, that's what you will receive back. As you imagine the best, that's what you'll receive back. The fact that you can imagine a full recovery means that it already exists. If somebody asks how you are doing, you can say, I'm feeling 100% again, and my body is following. Or you can say, this has been a blessing because it has made me appreciate my body and health more than I ever have in my life. Or if you are bold enough, you can say, I have a full recovery by the horns. Visualizing for others. Visualizing good health for others is also possible, just like my friend Marcy did for her husband. If you want to help someone who is having problems with their health, you can visualize in your mind, the person being strong, happy, and healthy. To do this effectively, create a scene in your mind with you and the person, and put as much detail into the scene as possible. Imagine the words you are both saying and see the person doing things that only a happy and healthy person can do. Play that scene over and over and feel your visualization deeply, as though you are really living it. Although ultimately the person is creating their own life. This process can help them immeasurably if they want to be well again. It is even more powerful if you can encourage them to join you in visualizing together. A young mother experienced this for herself when her partner was undertaking some home renovations and accidentally severed 3 of his fingers. The surgeon was reluctant to attempt reattachment as the nerve damage was extreme. Given that the man worked with his hands, This was essentially a career-ending prognosis. The couple insisted that the surgeon do his best to reattach the fingers. However, the man was given little chance of the fingers healing and much less of them fully recovering. But the woman would hear no such negativity as she set about imagining her partner's hand completely healed and fully functional. Together with her partner, their favorite dual visualization featured the two of them riding his Harley Davidson motorcycle, his hand working the throttle with perfect dexterity. 3 days after the surgery, the bandages were removed, and the doctors were astonished by how well the hand had healed. By this stage, even the surgeon was starting to believe the man would make a full recovery. And indeed, he was back to work within 6 weeks. And at 3 months on, and in 3 months, an x-ray revealed that missing bone fragments had regrown. He was practically as good as new, and perhaps most importantly, he was able to work the throttle on his Harley Davidson to take him and his partner riding once again. Let's be really grateful for our hands and fingers. For parents, the ultimate challenge can be when their child's health appears to be in danger, but whatever secret practices we can use to heal ourselves, we can also use for our children. While you cannot override anyone else's experience in their journey is meant, if their journey is meant to take a different path, children are very receptive to positive thoughts and healings. One man wrote to us with a powerful story about the premature birth of his baby niece. When his sister-in-law fell seriously ill 7 months into pregnancy, the doctor insisted that they induce labor immediately. The baby was given very little chance of survival. In fact, the situation was so dire that the doctor was asking whether to prioritize the life of the mother or the baby. That's when this man put his visualizing skills to the test. He imagined holding the baby while saying, "Thank you for the perfect health of both mother and child." He repeated this mantra over and over until his niece was delivered, and the doctor assured him that they were out of the woods for now. Being 2 months premature, the baby was immediately placed in intensive care. Doctors were still a little pessimistic about her chances of surviving. But this family refused to take on any negativity. Instead of discussing the baby's condition, they went out and bought her baby clothes, and they spent their time arguing over who she most resembled. Despite all the tubes and wires and medical apparatus connecting to the tiny baby, every night before bed, her uncle continued to visualize himself playing with his niece, holding her, and most importantly, seeing her in perfect health. 6 weeks later, the family was able to take her home as she had fully recovered and was as healthy as any other newborn baby. Let's be grateful for healthy families. Imagine health. No matter what the situation you might find yourself facing, no matter what the situation you might find yourself facing. Try to imagine how you would feel fully healed. If you can imagine being well, you will feel being well. And when you feel it to be true, you receive it. To see your health improve, all you have to do is imagine and feel what it would be like having the health you want in your body. If you are overweight or underweight and you visualize having the perfect weight right now, how do you feel? You feel different from how you've been feeling. Everything about you would change. You would walk differently, talk differently, and you would do things differently. Walk like that now. Talk like that now. Act as if you have it now. Johnson, Erica. It doesn't matter what it is that I told you by mistaken reading. That's okay. Bye. Walk like that now, talk like that now, act as if you have it now. It doesn't matter what it is that you want. Imagine how you would feel with it. And if you can, feel that way now. Whatever you imagine with feeling you are sending out. Whatever you imagine with feeling, you are sending out. And by the law of attraction, you must receive it. Take your imagination with you every day and imagine what it would be like if you were overflowing with health. Imagine how you would feel if you could do what you wanted to do. Use all of your senses and imagine every scene and situation you can with the health you want. And feel that you have it now. Imagine the perfect weight, the perfect body, the perfect health of an organ, and feel having it. Feel the gratitude for having it. And also be utterly grateful for all the health you had already. Try spending 3 minutes each day imagining and feeling having the state of health you want. Do it each day until you feel as though you already have it. Do it until you know it belongs to you, as you know your name belongs to you. With some changes to your health, you will get to the desired state after just 1 or 2 days. Other changes may take you longer. Your body can change into whatever you want, but it can only do it through your thoughts, your feelings, and your imagination. Health and vision board. Another way that you can use your imagination to attract perfect health is with the aid of a vision board. When you place the pictures of what you want or how you want your life to be on your vision board, it helps you create the image in your mind of that desired outcome. You can use old photographs of yourself when you were your most healthy and vibrant or engaging in activities that you wish you could do again. You can use old photos of yourself when you were the size that you like to return to. Alternatively, no, all no, alternately, you can use pictures of other people who are at your weight or health goal now, or people doing things that you have always wished you could do. Make sure you put your vision board in a place where you will see it and look at it every day. As you look at the vision board, you are imprinting the picture of your desire in your mind. And as you focus on your vision board, it stimulates your senses and evokes a positive feeling within you. Feel the feelings of having and being and doing those things now. Then you have the two elements of creation, your mind and your feelings, working in full force. I know of a woman who was struggling to get pregnant with her second child. And over a period of 3 months, of 3.5 years. Now, let me repeat that. I know of a woman who was struggling to get pregnant with her second child. And over a period of 3.5 years, she suffered through 6 miscarriages. Understandably, she started to blame and doubt herself. This situation was not helped by doctors and other fertility experts, making a point of her advancing age and everything else that was wrong with her. Worse still, she didn't have enough money or health insurance funds to cover IVF treatment or other expensive fertility treatments. The dream of a second baby began to fade. At this time, she decided to focus on her first child and be grateful for this blessing. Her gratitude brought about a dramatic change to her circumstances. Her employer was bought out, and the new owner provided medical insurance that included coverage for IVF. She was also required to change doctors, and her new fertility expert was much more optimistic about her becoming pregnant. In the early stages of the treatment program, she decided to create a vision board. She included a picture she had found online of a cute baby that shared physical attributes with both her husband and herself. She hugged that picture. She hung that picture over her desk so that she was sure to see it every day. Despite the support and encouragement of her new doctor, the IVF procedure did not go entirely to plan. As a result, they had only one egg available for fertilization. On the day of transfer, a nurse gave her a picture of her 8-cell embryo, and the joy and hope brought the woman to tears. She would later add this picture to her vision board alongside the picture of the baby she had found online. Given her history of miscarriage, it would be a long shot for this one and only embryo to implant, and for her to carry this pregnancy to term. But that's exactly what happened. And 9 months later, her happy, healthy son was born. The family relocated shortly after the baby was born, but several months later, the new mom was unpacking boxes when she came across her vision board. She was stunned. The cute baby in the picture she had taken from the internet was the spitting image of her now 15-month-old baby boy. Let's be grateful for miracles. So take inspiration from this woman and don't ever be discouraged by a tough prognosis or suggestions that something is impossible. I'd like to say that anything is possible if you believe. The fact is, Your entire life up to now is what you have imagined it to be. Everything you have or don't have, every situation and circumstance of your life, including your health, your abilities, and your limitations, all of what you have imagined into existence. Instead of imagining the best, many people are in fear and imagine all the things that can go wrong. And as surely as they keep imagining and feeling those things to happen, feel and imagine the very best and the highest you can for your health in your body and for every area of your life. Because the best you can imagine is a piece of cake for you and the law of attraction. This ends chapter 6, and we will continue next reading, lesson 7, affirming health. Thank you.